In this video, we are going to talk about growth charts and then how it affects your child. As you could see in this growth chart, you have growth chart for female children and you have growth chart for boys. And if you look at the lines over here, each line represents a line of growth. The line in the middle is the 50th percentile. Does not mean every child has to grow that way. However, that line means 50% of the children grow below this line and 50% of the children grow above this line. So you expect your child to grow along the same line where the child started. So if you see a child dropping off your growth curve, whatever the child's growth curve is, that is something we need to be concerned about. Now, if you see the growth chart, it follows a pattern of growth, and then just before the child reaches puberty, there's something called as a pre-adolescent dip. So the child keeps growing and there's a little dip and then the child takes off. That is a very normal process. How does it apply to children who are little different from everybody else? So one of the things which we talk about is familial short stature. So if you come from a family who's small, the child tends to follow the same line as the family. So in this particular growth chart, while the 50th percentile leads on to a male reaching 5'9.5" and a female reaching 5'4.5", that may not be appropriate for every family. So familial short stature means a child born in a small family has a higher chance of being smaller than other children. The next one to talk about is late blooming. Late blooming is also called constitutional growth delay. What does that mean? That means some children start to go into puberty a little late. So these children start off like every other child, and by about 6 months to 3 years, they sort of dip down and then follow their own curve. As I mentioned in the previous video, children typically grow about 2 inches a year. So they form their own line and they start growing at 2 inches a year for a period of time. When every other child in their class goes through puberty, these children do not go through puberty. They are a little delayed and then they take off a little later. So what does that mean? Your child is smaller as compared to every other child in the class for a period of time, and then when all the other children go through puberty, your child will not go through puberty, but ultimately your child will catch up and finish wherever the child is supposed to finish. So they will stop growing a little later than everybody else in the class. So they start late and they finish late. That's called as late blooming. And the next video, I will talk about how to assess this using an X-ray called as bone age X-ray. Thank you.